is a Bramble Jam podcast. Wow! Hello, everybody! Welcome to another episode of the DCOM.
Not a close-up
Descendants. It's great to be here today.
Oh, boy,
Another
isn't it?
week. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I can, in fact.
Dude, and this podcast is taking the rage by storm. It is.
Is it?
Yeah. We are, I think, as of this airing, like over 20,000 downloads.
Wow.
In only like a dozen episodes. Getting a lot of reviews and ratings, Bran.
I love that.
People are loving it.
Speaking
It's
of
great.
the ratings, we're up to 63, which isn't bad. It's not bad.
It's not
It's
bad.
not 100, but it's
Not
not
100,
bad.
it's not bad.
What are we doing, 100 by season 100? Is that
Season 100? Are
100?
there seasons
100, no.
of this
No.
show?
100 by episode 100.
Yeah, we can do
Oh,
that.
we had better.
How about 100 by episode 20? Where
How
are we at
about
right now?
1,000 by episode
Are we on
100?
episode 14?
Yeah.
Yes. How about 1,000 by episode 100?
Okay.
Wow. It's bold.
Bold.
It's a year and a half. It's a year and a half.
And how many hats from Lids will you give me if we get there?
Well, I will not give you
Double or
any
nothing.
hats from lids.
Oh, I just noticed a new thing that's poking out. And
Yeah, they're umbrellas for April showers.
I love that.
How about this?
That's fun.
It's April sometime after the 15th, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's about time to change the
How
decor.
about at 100? If we get to 100, we'll get the
Can we get Mickey
Alley
ears?
Cat bowling shirts
Oh,
matching.
okay.
Save it.
But we gotta get
Save it.
get it by a certain amount of time. Like we can't just at any point because
Can
those
we-
shirts are expensive.
Can we get to 100 by 20? We got 6 episodes to get there. Is that doable?
I think we can get to 100 by 20, and we know
Guys,
more
let's
of you are
go
listening
hard.
to this.
Let's go hard.
Yes.
Come on.
If you want to see us in some Alley Cat Strike bowling
Yeah.
jerseys,
And you don't got to write a whole
Just
thing.
5-spot. Move.
M2319 said 5-star, brilliant, no notes.
No, no,
that's all they
exactly.
said, and that's all we need.
great. We don't need notes.
That's all
That's
we need.
affirming. That's affirming enough.
Super kind.
Yeah.
If this is your first episode here, welcome. Really weird to start with the Alley Cat Strike episode. I got to be honest with you. I literally haven't met a soul who's like, man, I just am dying to hear people's opinions on Alley Cat Strike.
Maybe they worked on
But
the movie.
Maybe they did. Maybe they did. And shout out to you. But this is a very simple show. We watch a DCOM. Dan hasn't seen any DCOMs.
Correct.
Aaron and I have seen a lot. Some of them we haven't
Yeah,
seen
since they originally aired.
since they originally aired or in general. But we are fans. We are DCOM fans. Dan is slowly finding his way there.
I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm somewhere in the mix there.
And I think Dan has kind of agreed that if he watched them
yeah.
At
8
the
or 9,
time, I think I would have been a big
right?
fan.
But when we
Yes.
were watching them, you were
Yeah.
not 8 or 9, and so it's just a missed opportunity.
Missed
for you.
opportunity for me. That's exactly right.
Today we are
had one
talking
shot, one
about
opportunity.
the bowling juggernaut that is Alley Cat Strike. But we can't get there unless we have something to enjoy as
Is
we
that how
talk
it works?
about this movie. It's time for Delish.
So what do we have for Delish today?
You're just gonna cut right through that beautiful music.
Hold on. Yeah, let it ride.
Do we always
baby.
just let it marinate? Let the music
a little
just roll?
bit? It sets
Yeah.
the tone.
This is why these episodes are an hour and a half.
Aaron, you
They're not.
you have given this a lot of thought
Yeah.
today.
So much
What
thought.
do I do? What do I bring for a bowling themed
If you want to
movie?
see these Delish is
That's right.
You can watch us on YouTube because we do have the
Yeah,
episodes
we are on the
YouTube.
YouTubes. And you can find that link in the bio on our socials at DCOM Descendants.
I mean, come on.
So today
podcast.com.
we have a banana split cocktail.
Okay, I see what's happening here.
Kinda there.
Come on in. That's fine.
Dan, you scoot your
No,
pooch.
this is where I sit.
We're fine here. Yeah, so there is a big part of this bowling movie, Juggernaut, if you would. A 7-10
Conquering
split.
the 7-10 split. Yeah.
Yes, it's a big part of this movie. And they do drink milkshakes and go out for ice cream sundaes. They like to
At the diner,
They like to
yes.
frequent the
Yeah,
diner.
yeah.
I put both of those ideas together. Said, I wonder if a banana split cocktail exists.
Hmm.
And the internet said yes.
And then you've made us one.
And then I
you've
made it.
actually done the chocolate syrup
Yeah.
all around if you could get a close up on one of them, Bran. I mean, look at that. It's unbelievable. Man. That one didn't look as good. The one that Bran looked like it just spilled. It didn't look as these. I mean, and we gave Bran that one on purpose, but these look unbelievable.
Yeah, so
this is supposed to taste like chocolatey banana fun times.
Chocolatey.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Tastes like chocolatey banana.
So,
Bran doesn't like banana flavored things.
it's not that. I actually I didn't expect chunks. There were like some chocolate bits at the bottom, and I wasn't expecting.
I didn't expect chunks.
I didn't.
You can leave that as a review on our podcast.
That's a good shirt
5
too.
stars. I didn't expect chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them.
In here.
There's a lot of chocolate bits at the bottom, and I just wasn't expecting it. Part of that is the big straw.
Yeah.
But I think the flavor, the taste is there. You know me, I'm just a big texture boy. I like to know what I'm getting into.
So I'm not a fan of almost any fruit flavored liqueur of any kind. The chocolate bits kind of save it for me. I think it starts off and I'm like, no, I'm not going to like this. But then the chocolate kind of takes over and it tastes like a good milkshake.
Well, there you go.
It's Jenny's
yummy.
chocolate ice cream.
That helps.
It is very yummy, I will say.
I knew that you were not going to love this, and I figured, how could I maybe get him a little bit there? And I went for Jenny's chocolate.
There you go.
Here's what we're going to do.
Trying to know my audience a little bit.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, make this during the break, everybody, and come back. We'll talk about Alley Cat Strike here on DCOM
Descendants.
Nice. So close. Getting there, gang.
I really like chocolate and banana, so I'm a big fan of this.
Welcome back, everybody, to DCOM Descendants.
I will say this. It does taste like it's something I ordered at a bar. Like it does have that level of expertise to it. So well done on that front.
And it really is giving me like ice cream sundae vibes.
Yeah.
That might be the aftertaste of banana in there, but
it's good. I don't taste a ton of banana. I think I could use a little bit more.
No, I got more.
No?
I think there's a good
Did you make them all in a blender? What did you do?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say try mine, but they taste the same.
Yeah, I think if it's, one blender.
No, I mean, I could have
Call me crazy, Erin.
I could have done each one separately, but I just made it in
one
big.
Could you use more banana?
Let me see it.
Could you use more banana?
I mean, I like banana and chocolate together a lot. So I wouldn't.
Same amount of banana.
I wouldn't mind more banana.
A little bit more banana.
I don't know if anybody besides me remembers this, but when Tarzan came out, that beautiful Disney classic,
You'll be in my heart.
I think it was McDonald's, but it could have just been anywhere. But they had chocolate bars filled with banana cream.
Interesting.
And I was obsessed with them.
That's what a take.
It's like a member. I want to say I got it at
McDonald's or anywhere else.
In my mind, I think all like McFlurries. I think as a child, everything came from McDonald's.
Yeah.
So it may not have, but in my mind, it was like going through the McDonald's drive-through. I would get a Tarzan chocolate bar, and it
chocolate bar from McDonald's. I don't know.
I'm
gonna Google.
Let's
talk. Bran, takes it away.
Let's talk Alley Cat Strike. Disney Channel original movie from March 18th, 2000. The year 2000. I guess I'm gonna do that whole year. And this was directed by Rod Daniel.
Oh, the Rod Daniel.
We might know Rod Daniel, who has directed smash hits such as Teen Wolf.
Oh, he directed The Teen Wolf. The Michael J. Fox.
Wolf, yes.
Wow.
Which Dan, you and I have watched for a Take It to the Tape.
Teen Wolf 2 we watched.
We watched Teen Wolf 2?
We watched both of them.
We watched both of them.
We watched both of them. You're
That's
right.
Yeah. Come on now.
Sorry.
TakeTheTape.com or just get it BrainWildGymPlus.com. Yeah. You can get the show ad free. And all the Take It to the Tapes. Pretty crazy.
It's a lot happening.
I think we're giving too much away.
We are.
Give it away. Big cast. Kyle Schmid is the lead. It's got to be
Schmid, right? It can't be Schmid. S-C-H.
Well, it looks like Schmidt, but with a D on the end.
Yeah, Schmid. I taught a kid.
How do you know? Like, what about that word?
I taught a kid whose last name was S-C-H-M-I-D, and their mom told me the history of the name and origin and why it was Schmid. That's why.
But what I'm asking is, if you or me, would you have gotten there?
I would have said Schmid, but
really?
I don't know if that's because of my background with it or not.
Because if it's a T at the end, you're saying Schmidt.
Schmidt, yes, the T would make it Schmidt. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it might be Schmid. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know.
Robert Richard, Kaylee Cuoco?
Yeah.
Cuoco?
Big Bang Theory. Kaylee Cuoco.
Big cast.
Tim Reed?
Tim Reed is in it,
Come
of
on.
course.
Yeah.
Let's dive into it. Here's what you need to know. Alex is a part of a gang. This gang is...
Gang is a strong word.
This is not a gang in the sense in which you're
Of
thinking.
gangs.
No.
This is a gang
Of friends.
that is obsessed with bowling.
Yeah. And the 50s.
And the 50s. And like swing music and
Sock hops.
and like buying
Poodle
used
skirts.
bowling shirts, etc.
Bobby socks.
They love it. Alex's dad
Band.
works at, not just
Racism.
works at,
He
owns
the local bowling alley.
the local bowling alley
he does.
of West
West
Appleton.
Appleton.
Okay?
Home of the Wildcats.
That's right. So,
What team?
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Good.
Get your head in the game.
Put your head in the game.
They,
But not yet.
not
Nope.
that.
But not that Wildcat.
Wait for it.
Is this a Wildcat team that wears red and plays basketball?
Yes.
Maybe.
Is it on Disney?
Maybe.
Years before High School Musical. Yeah, it is. Disney stealing from Disney.
Maybe they were just really excited about the Wildcats, and this movie.
We got to bring it back.
This movie didn't take off the way they wanted it to. So they brought it back.
That's because they're breaking a tie with bowling. I think is probably why. But I don't want to skip ahead.
Now, Alex and his gang, they go bowling before school. He loves the smell of bowling shoes in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, in junior high, my biggest thing was like, how could I get up earlier for school?
Dude, I was a big
please?
5 a.m. bowler
And because of that,
in middle school.
their clothes, their overall demeanor, they are known as the strange dudes. People think that they are strange dudes. They don't care though,
Why is it called Alley Cat Strike?
because they're I don't know.
It's a bowling alley.
It's a bowling alley. There's a song called Alley Cat Strike that they play in the movie.
They're not. They're not
The
the
Wildcats.
Alley Cats.
No, they're the Wildcats, but they are the alley. They're the
They
they're
at
not.
one point make a comment about
Wow.
We're not-
This may be the worst name.
We're not Wildcats. We're Alley Cats.
Okay.
Bowling alley
Great.
cats. Strike. And then that's the bowl.
Alley Cat Strike.
They only care about bowling. So when it comes to the big apple, the mighty apple,
The big apple.
trophy,
Yeah, we have West Appleton and East Appleton
That's right.
who compete apparently every
In
year
a year-long-
in every
It's
sport.
a full 12 months, and it culminates in like fall.
yes,
Does it not run school year?
At
you
the
would
end
think
of
it
basketball
needs to.
season.
You would think it
January.
needs to.
You would think so, but the only reason it would end in September when this movie's supposed to take place is like September, October is if it runs 12 months.
But they talk about track spring, right?
Yeah, so the previous
So,
spring.
into calendar
Yes,
year.
Yes,
We're
12
wondering
months.
What an interesting way to do it.
Because
the
it's
only way it
very,
makes sense.
It's
Yeah.
very clearly fall.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only way it makes sense is if
And
the
so
Mighty
this is
Apple
the
is
final
a 12
event.
month.
Yeah, if this is the final event of the Mighty Apple,
Yeah.
I don't hate that. I think that's how school year should be. I
So if
think
you're-
school year should be just a calendar year because
so
it
if
gets
you- if you're
confusing.
part of the team
Yeah.
in the spring, but then you graduated and you helped them get the Mighty
You
Apple.
still
you don't
are a
get,
part of it.
You're still
you
a
don't
part
get
of it.
any of the
No, you're still
glory.
a part
No,
of
you're
it.
still a
You're
part
off
of
in
it.
college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get leave from college to go to the parade?
I think you have to. I think that's built in, right?
Sorry, guys. I don't know if you've heard about the Mighty Apple.
Built into the college contract.
Now, this is technically the last year of the Mighty Apple Trophy because there's a new school being built, and both schools are now going to become one
Wow.
Appleton
East
place.
and West.
East West Appleton
And so this is a big
Junior
one.
High School.
Now, it all comes down to this basketball game between East and West Appleton.
Yeah.
And if West Appleton wins this game, somehow, miraculously,
Tie
it's a
ball
tie.
game. Yeah.
It is a tie
East wins, it's
for
over.
the Apple. Yes.
West has to win to force a tie.
Yes.
Now, the Alley
Somehow.
Cats are the only people in this town that do not care about this middle school
They don't care. They don't
Apple
care or
Trophy.
compare. They are doing it for the love of the game. They're
They-
a lot of like the Soul Skaters.
That's right.
They're
But
there
this
to bowl.
town is obsessed with middle school athletics.
Yeah, not high school. They could care less how the high school
Yeah.
football team is doing.
I'm just now, we learned very late in this movie that it's a junior high, and I'm just now putting together that the sheer nutso ardent nature of these people is directed at middle
Middle
schoolers, where kids are at their best.
Yes. That's right. And there's never any like discrepancy in skill or anything.
No.
Yeah.
It's all very right
I mean,
there.
them being in middle school makes more sense why that one kid has time to play every sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got this. The grades don't matter.
He doesn't have a job or anything. He's got time.
It's the Who's line of school periods. It's middle school. Doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
The sports do matter. The grades don't matter yet.
They just want a bowl, and so this game's going on. Alex's dad does care. He's listening to the basketball game on the radio. With DJ, what's his
Sweet Lou?
Yeah, Sweet Lou is
broadcasting
the middle school basketball.
Yes,
the final of the Mighty Apple Trophy, and the game ends the way that you would assume it would. West Appleton wins, which is very exciting for West Appleton, but it does cause some confusion. It is a tie. This doesn't happen. I think it's unprecedented. Mm-hmm. So what do we do? It's all going to come down to bowling, folks. Both schools apparently have a bowling club, but bowling is not a part of the Mighty Apple Trophy consideration.
Typically, because it's a club, not a sport,
exactly right.
according to this movie. Yes.
So you would think that the principal of West Appleton would be thrilled to find out that not only do they have a bowling club, but this bowling club is run by people, by kids that go bowling before school.
Yeah.
That's how they start their day.
It's a lock.
They have a kid on the team whose dad owns the bowling alley.
That's right.
It's not enough for him. He says, I'm not sure about you. I don't think you guys have what it takes to bring home the trophy. And so they scour through the list of people who at one time signed up for bowling club.
Just so happens.
And for reasons that I don't know, Todd, the most popular athlete in school,
of the baseball, football, basketball, tennis, track teams,
at some point signed up for bowling club,
and they're like,
but never went.
We're saved.
Yes,
athlete of the year, Todd McLemore.
So the
kids
principal
that bowl every morning, get out of here. Todd, who hasn't bowled a day in his life,
he's gonna need to come.
Let's go.
Save us.
The principal goes and says, Todd, we need you to come and save our butts. Because you are now a part of the bowling club. We would like for you to lead this team to the Mighty Apple Trophy ceremony. So Todd shows up at the bowling alley and isn't good.
Yeah. He's spiking bowling balls. He's chucking them across lanes.
And the bowling crew, the Alley Cats, are like...
They call themselves the Alley Cats
I don't
at this
know.
point?
I'm calling them that.
All right.
Because that's their gang name. They're like, we don't need this guy. This guy isn't good. We can do this, but no one believes them. Not the principal, not McLemore's dad.
Yeah, who is the mayor of West Appleton?
Yeah, Mayor Hamburger.
No,
Mayor McLemore.
Mayor McLemore.
Mayor Hamburger is the mayor of East Appleton. That's on me. Everybody.
Yeah, no, the mayor / Todd's dad and the principal watch the Alley Cats just get strike after strike after strike. Watch Todd not get a strike, and they're like, good job, Todd. You'll get there, bud.
Todd's the guy we need to trust here. The folks that go bowling all the time.
You guys just got a bunch of strikes in a row?
Not trustworthy. No.
Now, Todd is pretty much like insistent that he doesn't need the Alley Cats. That he will will himself to become a better bowler. He quickly realizes that it's just not how it works. No. And he actually does end up learning a few things from the Alley Cats, from Alex, etc.
And the other Alley Cat names are...
Alex and the gang. The other thing is the Alley Cats are relentlessly bullied at school.
Yes.
I mean... Hey, bowler nerd. Hey,
strange
bullies.
dudes.
Yeah.
Hey,
they don't get invited to the parties. They get shoved on and picked on and like they're less than. And this group of people couldn't be any more normal. Like they couldn't be any more middle school kids who would be popular in middle school.
I'm now running through the movie in my head with the frame of they're in middle school, and I have a lot of questions about that party.
So it's a mess. It's worse that they're in middle school for sure. But like
we'll get there.
It's an oil and water situation. The Alley Cats, I guess is what we're calling them. They didn't even show up for the basketball game. Brandon.
No, they don't care. They're bowling. They're bowling.
Yeah, and the basketball team is like upset. Like you didn't show up to the game, and they were like, "Did you want us there?"
Yeah.
Like,
you don't like us.
But
we're the strange dudes.
A pervasive attitude that they don't really care about the Mighty Apple Cup.
No, in fact, Alex says the only thing he likes about the apple is that it kind of resembles a bowling ball.
Yes.
Yeah, but he doesn't care if he wins or loses.
No, he
He's
doesn't care.
doing it for the love
the
of the game.
basketball team never came up to me in theater rehearsal and was like, "You weren't at the game last night."
Yeah, that's true.
Guess
Even
what?
in junior
Where
high.
were
They
you?
didn't notice.
Where were you? Slowly over time, though, Todd begins to get better at bowling thanks to Alex and the crew teaching him some stuff.
And the number one inspiration, Alex's dad.
Alex's dad, of course.
Yeah, everything he says is just sage wisdom.
Now, Alex's dad is in a bit of a bind here because he is at risk of losing or having to at least shut down the bowling alley. Nobody's
He's even
coming.
thinking of going to the store and picking up a real estate license.
That's exactly right. He's tinkering around with that idea. So Todd begins to soften.
He'd have the first listing on lock. It would be the bowling alley.
Right, he would.
True.
That's right.
That's actually a good inside track there.
Yeah.
So Todd begins to kind of soften to the Alley Cats. Like, hey, they're all right.
I love how we've just established that they're the Alley Cats.
They're the Alley Cats. The Alley Cats strike. At the very least, they strike.
Yes, of course they do.
They
They're on strike?
yeah. And Alex in particular, Todd's like
Secret union movie.
Yeah.
Todd's like, I'm the star, but you got something special going on here too. I'll take you under my wing, kind of. I'll start taking you to party. I'll start introducing you to my friends. And Alex begins to be like, oh, this is kind of nice.
He takes bowling a little more seriously. Alex is willing to have a friend that's outside of his cool club.
Right. Is starting to wear sweaters instead of bowling
They're
shirts.
doing the Sweet Lou radio show together.
I brought my bowling shirt. Where is it?
Well, it's not here.
I brought it in. Oh, this sucks. This whole thing sucks.
Let's just shut it down. It's not worth doing if you can't have that on for an audio
I
podcast.
can edit if you want to take a break and go grab it.
Where is it?
Bran, stop asking us.
Keys there. Shirt?
Is it in your backpack? Is it
No.
under your backpack?
I brought it for just now. Through the
brought
doors.
it for just
you
now.
It
put
might
on the
be in the
ground?
car. That's
Yeah,
possible.
I think we're good. I think
Okay.
we can all
Anyway.
imagine it.
Okay. Imagine Bran in a Christmas-themed bowling shirt.
Christmas-themed bowling shirt.
he's not
We're
wearing.
all better for it.
Alex is starting to not wear those anymore.
Well, it starts with the radio thing.
Yes.
They go to do the Sweet Lou radio show. Big time. Look, when you get called in by Sweet Lou, who covers all of junior high sports, the way I understand it,
and who should
he
be
is
avoided
yes,
like the plague because of that
a
reason.
bald 50-ish-year-old dude who is known for covering all of the middle school sports on the radio. You get called into that interview. He brings Alex with him, which is a big deal. They do the interview together.
They do it together.
And he's supposed to go report back to the rest of his Alley Cat gang. He blows them off. He goes to a party instead.
Yeah.
Which
He's becoming
Todd,
a
the
real
captain of
cool
the bowling
kid.
team.
That's right. Yeah.
Now Todd though does come up with a pretty cool idea, and stop me if you've heard this before. What if we do a thing at bowling alleys where kind of change the lighting?
To what?
Like a black light?
Like maybe a black light, maybe
Yeah.
a disco ball,
Some like lasers?
maybe some lasers. Maybe you play some bumping music like Savage Garden.
Backstreet Boys, Aerosmith.
Maybe we do some of that. I think the people will come.
I know we have things to do, but we did not. There's a line in this movie where this kid
Todd
says,
cool.
why don't you listen to cool music? And the three bands he lists,
One.
Backstreet Boys,
2.
Savage Garden, Aerosmith. It is like they pulled three names from a ping pong lottery that all just had, I couldn't, it was so jarring when he does this that you're just like,
Savage Garden really threw me.
Yeah, Savage Garden is really.
He
like,
said Backstreet Boys, and I was like, sure,
Yeah,
for 2000.
people like the
I got
Backstreet
it.
if you went
Boys.
Backstreet Boys, Aerosmith,
Right.
I'd be like, what are you,
It's a
what are you
weird
talking about, bro?
com-
It's a
combo.
weird.
Savage Garden is the
The
weirdest.
Savage Garden is the weirdest one, but
be your bowling ball, be your pin, I'll be your alley cat. So that actually goes off really well.
That's
Kids
right.
come, the
it's like
music
he
is popping.
revolutionizes the game of
Yeah.
bowling. It is like similar to what Threes Greenville does here
Yeah.
for golf. he invents cosmic bowling.
Yeah,
And we
they
need
call
to
it
not-
the bowling ball, but it's definitely cosmic
No,
gold.
it is the thing that we've known existed for years and years and years. Apparently, in this movie, they invented. This movie takes place in a world where cosmic bowling does not exist, and Macklemore invents it.
Macklemore invents it. Now Alex is feeling pretty cool. All the people have come to his dad's bowling.
Yeah,
Allie, he now has friends.
He's wearing his sunglasses at night.
Now, after the party's coming to an end, he goes out back. He's throwing the trash in the trash can. He goes around the corner. He sees his new friends, but he kind of holds back because he starts to listen on what they're saying. And they're talking about how lame Alex is and how they can't wait for this to be over so they can stop pretending to be his friend.
There's a few things here.
That hurts.
There's a few things here. One is, kid's a good-looking kid. It's weird that he wouldn't just be naturally popular in school. That's one that's just weird. Like, this kid is not...
I can't imagine that he is so unpopular in middle school.
No. And then second of all, you would think upon hearing this, that's the thing that wakes him up. That's the thing that makes him go, you know what? I got to stop all this nonsense. I'm an alley cat. When you're an alley cat, when you're a cat, you're a cat, you're a cat. Like, I got to go back and hang out with my people. But he doesn't.
No.
He hears that they are only friends with him because he might help them win the mighty apple. And he goes back into his 3 ride or dies, his 4 ride or dies, and he's like, yeah, I still am going to wear the sweaters and be somebody that I'm not. That was wild. It's a wild moment to have in a movie that actually doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the trajectory of the movie at all.
He is as unbothered about things as Johnny Tsunami.
He's so cool about everything. It's like, yeah, whatever, win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But it does matter.
It's like Brink with less intensity.
Yeah. So
it's like if Brink and Johnny Tsunami met.
Yeah. There.
Disney borrows from Disney.
Now, obviously, the mighty apple is up for grabs here.
It is.
But
It's a tie.
Todd's father is the mayor
Todd father,
of West Appleton, makes a wager with Mayor Hamburger
Yes.
from East Appleton.
Try to say it with put some respect on
Sorry,
his
Mayor
name.
Hamburger.
Mayor Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Ham.
Stop enunciating the N.
Hamburger.
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 It's the Hamburger.
That is Mayor Hamburger.
Hamburger.
The Hamburglar.
They say
he's wearing purple and a mask.
They say the stakes of this middle school bowling match are not high
We're going to
enough.
decide the government-run entity in the town.
Yes. There's the new school that is being built. Doesn't have a name yet. They've built it without any inkling
Should
of an
it be
idea.
called Apple Academy? Yes. Yes, it should.
Appleton Academy or just
Middle
Apple
or
Academy?
Apple Academy.
How about listen, hear me out. The core. Because it's the middle of the apple.
Yeah, I understand what a core is. I
feel like the core is what you would name like
a cult.
I'll say like the teacher's lounge in Apple Academy is
Yes.
like or like the central office is called the core.
Yeah.
And
These are all
You could have like houses. Like my kids' school has houses. Everybody's in a different house, and they earn points. You could do that, but it's like Fuji, Granny Smith.
Your kids go to Hogwarts?
You would think so. They have houses, and you can wear certain colors for your house, and you earn points at the end of each week. One house wins, and they have a dance party.
And they're really improving.
My kids' school's pretty amazing.
And they're really improving in their witchcraft, which is really cool. The stuff your kids have shown
wizards.
me.
Read a book.
Sorry.
But the ladies are improving in their witchcraft. Yes.
But I mean, it's 2024, and we don't believe in gender norms over here.
I think the author of Harry Potter would beg to differ.
Well, she is a huge listener of DCOM Descendants, and if she would like to say something,
she can right off. Is what
she can email me at hello@deckthehallmark.com, and I will talk to her.
This isn't personal to Erin at all. She's a lot like Brink from this movie. What's his name?
Alex.
Yeah, very similar.
Did you see that
Not a dog in this
she
fight.
recently came out and said that she will never forgive?
She's tripled down at this point. It's like
she's past triple. She's like into like
it is literally like JK. You haven't said anything stupid in a while. Come on out. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm here for it. Let's do it.
No one asked.
Nobody asked. No, ever.
Dan, Emma, and Rupert didn't ask, but I'm gonna go on the record and say I will never forgive them for supporting trans rights.
Never forget.
Here's 10,000 more words on it. Here you go.
And if you watch us on takethetape.com, watch this movie, I am wearing a Days of Girlhood shirt, and that fits in because that is also supporting trans rights. So, you know
There
what,
you have
JK? Email me, hello@techthehallmark.com.
Yes, I'm sure you'll get an email from JK.
I'm sure she's listening to this.
JK.
But not JK, I'm
Not
serious.
JK.
Not
So,
that JK. Don't call it that.
they are now putting the naming rights of the
Apple
school
Academy.
up for grabs to
I'm House Granny
whoever
Smith, if you're asking. I'm House Granny Smith.
Yeah.
It's tart. It's crisp. It's tart.
whoever wins.
Or House Wine Sap. I could be House Wine Sap if you twisted my arm. What house are you?
Pink Lady.
Pink Lady. Yeah, very good.
Probably the granny house.
Yeah, Granny Smith house. Yeah, that's
No,
a popular
it's
house.
called the Granny
Red
House.
Delicious?
No.
No. Red
Macintosh?
Delicious. Macintosh. Get out of here.
Just naming.
Now
Golden Delicious?
Ugh, that's just pure
Gala?
meal.
Gala?
Gala. Yeah, Gala.
Gala.
House Gala.
The Warner. So Alex
Leave us a
obviously
rating review. Let us know what house you would be in.
Yes, please do.
yes, just leave the review with your house
point
name.
it's just going to be, my name's Clarence, Channel 42, Fuji, 5-star, no notes. Did I do it?
Yes. Thank
did
you.
do it, Clarence.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Clarence.
You're welcome.
10 out of 10, 5 stars for you.
I'm
Yes.
Clarence. Leave a review and a rating for Clarence.
Okay,
Fuji
back
room.
to the synopsis.
Sorry, of course.
Alex obviously is now armed with the
This
knowledge.
is the best part of the pod.
that-
Where Brain is carrying the show.
This is where Bran starts to realize the show goes long, and he's like, I got to get everybody back on track.
Guys,
Circle the wagon.
There's just not a lot to this movie. It shouldn't be taking this long.
Well, that's fine. We got plenty of time.
Alex.
You sure you're in House Granny Smith?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called the Granny House, B. Get it right.
Are you sure
House
you're
Pink Lady. That's a. Do you think there are people that would feel ostracized by that? Like
What
they
about
can't
Pink?
be
What about Pink Lady Homies?
Pink Lady?
I don't know.
homies?
We're just all throwing out
My
ideas here.
kids are in House of Integrity. Integrity House.
Do they
That's
get?
there.
Do
Why are
they?
your kids just better? Like,
Do they? Did they earn that, or
No,
were they
you just,
placed at
it's
the
like the
beginning of
hat, but there's
That's
no.
pretty bold.
But there's no hat. They just assign you a house when you.
And
like,
one of the
enroll in
options is
school.
integrity.
One is excellence.
Boy,
Yeah.
putting a lot of assumptions here.
It's just the characteristic of being an engineer that they want you to show.
Sure.
It's an engineering school. I'm really bragging on my kid's school today. You want to take it from here, Brandon?
Yeah, sure. So Alex is now armed with the knowledge that his new friends are fake
and that
friends.
doesn't change a damn thing about what he does.
oh, I'm switching. I'm going to be House Brayburn.
House Brayburn. See that? See, now you've done
Yeah.
it.
No, but
Yeah,
it does
you
a
put
little
some
bit.
research
It
in.
does a little
How?
bit. Because in the next scene, that's when they come in and they say, that's when Todd's dad comes
Shot.
in. Todd's dad comes in and is like, hey, guess what? The stakes are even higher now. Also, here are these crummy uniforms. And so I think that the combination of my new
You're right.
friends
He
are
does
fake
quit.
friends.
He does quit. I
New
stand
friends,
corrected.
new friends are fake friends. Plus, bowling is never going to get the respect it deserves.
Not with these T-shirts. It's not.
Even when it all comes down to us, we still get the worst possible uniforms. I quit.
Yes.
He says I can't
Fair.
do this.
Bowling-
anymore."
Bowling's,
corrected.
bowling's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
His friend points out, like, if they win, all the credit's just going to go to Todd. And if they lose, all the blame is going to go on them.
That's true.
And it's just not fun. And
Not
Alex
wrong.
has had enough.
And I will say this: the other thing, all this time throughout this movie, there's talk of the 7-10 split, i.e., this drink, the 7-10 split, and
It's an impossible
Macklemore
shot.
thinks it just is a matter of will, mind over matter.
Yes.
And he has been working on the 7-10 split, and he's never gotten it. He's not hit it a single time. Back to you, Bran.
Thank you. Todd realizes uniforms womp. Got to get Alex back. So he obviously knows a guy, has new uniforms made within the day.
And they are
Mm-hmm.
freaking
They're great.
awesome.
They're actual bowling shirts. They got the Alley Cat Strike logo on the back, the crew, the name
Which
that
I
we've all
think
been calling.
Todd drew up on his way from the diner to Alex's house.
We've been calling him Alley Cats the whole movie.
I
Of
know.
course they're the Alley Cat
Yeah.
strike. You get
So he shows up at Alex's house, says, hey, new uniforms, would love to have you back. Alex is sitting there looking cool AF, stroking his hair back like Sean in Boy Meets World, and is
that's
just
what it
like,
reminded me of. Thank you.
like there's literally a scene where Sean does this thing and he says he has like a 300-foot radius of girls noticing.
yes.
That's what this scene reminded me of. He's
And
literally just like,
But
back
yet,
there.
Sean Hunter's super popular.
Yes.
This
Yes.
kid.
Doesn't make any sense.
And that's the
Nerd.
scene where he does that on the steps,
Yes.
and I'm like, there's no
There's
world
no-
where this kid is.
no.
Even if he's not super popular, there's no world where he's bullied.
Yeah, there's
No,
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 way.
no,
There's
no
no,
way.
way. There's
No
no
way.
way.
Middle school in the 2000s, there's no way.
No.
So obviously Alex is just like, I'll think on it. Good luck. Because ultimately they don't need him. The competition's clear.
Is
You
there
need-
subs?
You need 4.
Hold on. All right, it is time for the
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
It is 4-on-4,
Yep.
but
Loser
each team
walks.
can have one sub.
Now, what does that mean, Brandon?
Yeah.
So it is
They
clear
can
as
just go
crystal.
in at any time, in and out,
No.
Okay.
It is any time, but once you're in, you can't.
switch back.
Yes,
back
it's
out.
it's
Got
like
it.
it's just like pinch hitter.
And how many
The
times
rules are
do you
simple.
think that they will let us know about this rule?
A lot.
Oh, over under half dozen.
Because what's his name?
Sweet Lou?
Sweet
You
Lou.
cannot remember his name to save your life, and I don't understand. He's the most important character in this movie.
Sweet Lou
He's
shows
a
up.
50-year-old bald man covering middle school athletics exclusively. I don't know why you can't remember his
I
name.
try to forget perverts. I try
He
to put
is
them out of my mind.
late.
That's the only logical explanation for Sweet Lou
He's
he's a
late
pervert.
for his date to catch a predator.
That's exactly
he
right.
Is supposed to be on the show
I
already.
only do middle school
That's it.
athletics.
He's at all of them.
He's at all the games.
He
does
gets all the
exclusive
exclusive interviews.
Talking about how excited he is.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
I'm sure the actor
His
who
name
plays
is
Sweet Lou
Lou.
is a great fellow.
I have some
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
questions.
Philip Williams, I'm sure you're a swell fellow.
Sweet Lou.
Your character's a perv.
Yeah.
My
Sweet
list
Lou's
might
there,
need-
constantly reminding us that there is a substitution should a team need it.
Did you think Sweet Lou was above board until this very moment?
I had forgotten.
In her defense, we don't think of it
That's
as
true.
middle
That's
school
true.
until the
Yeah.
end.
We
I mean,
think-
it was weird for high school, but
Yeah,
in my
but
head, it
that's-
was like high school.
and then we
people
throw
cover
We've
junior
seen
that.
high.
we've seen Friday Night Lights. We know
But
how
now
important
I'm
high
thinking
school
about all
athletics
the
are.
times that Todd went for solo interviews with Sweet Lou, and
It's middle school,
I'm
people.
feeling,
school.
I'm
It's middle
feeling, and his dad was busy mayoring, so he wasn't there to
Blah.
supervise.
Yeah.
Bah.
So you can sub
Once. Can't sub back
The crowd is going nuts. They are pumped. Alex shows up last minute.
with his
Okay.
with his jersey on. He's good to go. They have a sub. Her name is Tiny Girl.
Time.
If you go ahead, do you know her name? Don't look.
Oh, I already looked it up. Sorry.
Okay. Without looking it up, you'd have been with us, Tiny
Dalia?
Girl, right?
Is it Dalia?
Dalia.
I think Delia is Kaylee Cole.
Delia. No. Delia is Mimi Paley.
Okay, so then is
Delia.
Elise? Elise
Delia.
is
Elisa is.
We
Kaylee.
got the Stacy.
the Delia.
We got the Sarah. We got Dalia. We got all of them.
Delia.
Brandon is
Shout out
here.
to Delia's, a great store. Gone too soon. R.I.P.
Delia or no
obvious.
Delia? It's a new game show coming.
Delia?
Delia Bedelia.
So, it's time. Alex is there. Everybody
Delia
basically
doesn't want a bowl. She doesn't
want a bowl.
She's
She's
part of the club, but she's like, no thanks.
big
No
on
thanks, I'm
math,
bowling.
big
Yes,
on like,
yes.
hey, here's how you make a shot. Math is easy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
likes bowling, likes the vibe of the alley, likes the music, likes the outfits, doesn't really care to bowl in front of a bunch of people. So the game is going on. You got to do all the frames and whatnot, and it comes down to this: Alex has to bowl 3 strikes in a row in order to
Like tie.
tie. Yeah. So he does that, crushes it.
Yep.
The other team goes, they bowl, and great.
3
So,
strikes.
so now,
3 strikes,
Macklemore
great.
needs a spare for the dub.
That's right. A spare for the dub.
That's right.
He bowls.
Even though it's the last round, if he
And
gets
it
a spare, he gets another bowl, which makes no sense at all. I'm not here to correct. It's bowling.
Yeah.
I don't want
And
to.
it's in this moment where Todd realizes that he is not an ace bowler and he maybe should not have gone
That's
last
right.
to be the
All
pin-
the anxiety hits him at once. All these people are watching. There's bleachers they've put into the bowling alley.
Yeah.
The news reporters are there. Sweet Lou is in the front row. Everybody's watching. And it's in the 10th frame of the championship where he's like, gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it, I'm not the best one on the team and I probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Shouldn't have hit cleanup.
Like, the weight of this win should not be on my shoulders.
right.
Yes. So he bowls, and wouldn't you know it, knocks down all but 2 that
Which
are
7-10 split.
Split.
Boom.
And it's at this point that Sweet Lou is
Cheers,
pleasuring the heck out of himself. He's so freaking pumped.
Dear God
Is
Almighty.
going nuts.
You can't say that.
Todd,
You can't do that.
knowing that he's like, boy, I can't do this. I tried. I've never been able to get a 7-10 split.
It's produced by Brandon
And
Gray.
it's Delia to Delia.
You mean Dalia?
Dalia, Dula Dalipa, says, hey, I can do
I'm
this.
here.
Hey, Dua, she hosted SNL last weekend.
Yeah, she did. And both. She did
Wow,
musical.
great.
and-
Yeah, phenomenal.
She was okay.
Are you more Dua or more Lipa?
Lipa.
Lipa.
Yeah, that's all of us.
Dalia is so incredibly terrified of bowling. Like all movies, she's like, at least I don't have to bowl. I don't want to bowl. Don't make me bowl. Don't make me bowl.
Don't make me bowl.
And then when it comes to the 7-10 split, she's like, I've never been more confident about anything in my life.
Because
Entire
the 7-10 splits is science.
Yeah.
Bowling a normal strike, that
No way.
You can't.
No, I don't even want to. I
Can't do
can't
that.
even. I
But the
can't even.
7-10 split is a science. So here's what she does. She walks up to the line, kind of like crouches down.
Yep.
Finger in air to
Finger in air.
Finger in air to get the wind speeds correct.
It's indoors. There is no wind, but she does check it anyway.
One finger
you gotta
in
be
hole.
sure.
It's one finger in the hole.
Begins to spin it
Spin
and
the
then
ball,
slowly
pushes
it.
as it continues to spin on its axis.
turns around like Steph Curry shooting a 3.
That's right.
Doesn't need to look at
Struts
it.
on
Knows
back.
exactly
Yeah.
what's
And
happening.
we're here to wait the next, I don't know,
30
5
minutes?
to 20 minutes. Yeah, no, that's fair. For this ball to go down the aisle.
And
Math wins.
math wins.
Math wins.
7-10 split, no
Yeah,
problem.
the ball spins, hits one of the pins, which
And
causes
then
the pin to spin.
To turn into
and
a
then it-
computer-generated
And then it
object.
hits the other pin. We
Yes.
nailed it. Got the spare.
They
Now-
couldn't even recreate it with real pins. They had to use computer-generated graphics for it to make sense.
I've spent 24 years believing that this was somehow scientifically possible.
It isn't.
You can't- you
Narrator,
can't-
it isn't.
You don't know.
West
pretty good about
Appleton is the winner
Tune in next week where we go bowling.
That's right.
of the
Say
Mighty Apple and now has naming rights. And
As every middle school bowling championship
That's right.
should.
Yeah. And they
Todd-
they go hard and be like, West is best.
They could have.
West won, best one.
Now,
West
here-
always and forever.
really
Yeah.
quickly, Todd goes up to his dad and is like, Dad, I want to play sports because I'm having
Yes,
fun. I
for
don't
the
want
love
the
of the game.
pressure.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to name the school. And that's when the Alley Cats speak up and they go, we do want to name the school.
We got it.
And it is,
The
what is it?
core. It is Central.
Appleton
Appleton
Central
Appleton Central. Yes.
is the name of the school. And that is Alley Cat Strike.
Alley Cat Strike.
Alley Cat Strike. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to read some reviews. We're going to talk about how it aged over time. We're going to make our list. We're going to check it twice. All that and more on DCOM Descendants.
DCOM Descendants. The straw switcher
Hello. Welcome back. We're having a good time here.
Think that you got a refill, and I knocked it out.
DCOM Descendants Alley Cat Strike Edition. It is time
Alley Cat
for
Strike Edition.
it is time for the overtime. I do have some letterbox reviews
Please.
if you would like them.
I would.
Claire O'Brien says 3 stars. Why does everyone in this town care so GD much
That's right.
about middle school
Yeah.
athletics?
Yeah.
Yeah, Claire, please.
Kevin Wozniak says 3 stars. I tried that BS final shot for years when I went bowling. That S don't work. Bree Films 06 says
Wozniak, no problem. Delia, forget it.
Yeah.
three
Dalia?
3.5 stars. The most 80s movie to be made in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Austin-
That's a great review.
Austin Kimmel, 2.5 stars. Top 3 suspense movies. 3, Psycho. 2, Blowout. 1, The Last 5 Minutes of Alley Cat Strike. Shay says 2.5 stars. Maybe if these secondhand bowling shirt wearing nerds were less pretentiously aggressive about 10-pin bowling and swing music, they wouldn't be social outcasts that no one liked. Fair.
Nailed it.
Charlotte Ann says, "Oh, to be bowling with my friends pre 9/11 and my capris."
Wow.
Fair enough.
All right.
Very oddly specific.
It is very specific.
How did 9/11 change your like enjoyment of bowling?
It did, man. You had to be there. Cornapole says 1 star.
Cornapole?
That last 7-10 splits,
Delete
and
it.
then a bunch of greater than signs, and then the Trinity test from Oppenheimer. Last but not least.
So that's a recent one.
That is
Yeah,
recent.
that's
That's March
fantastic.
2010. Listen,
Current. We're not getting old, boys.
Cornapole should be reviewing this
With us.
with us, or at least listening to the pod. Cornapole, if we just read your review, leave a
shout
review.
out, please.
If you left a review of this, leave a review
Send
of us.
us a contact, DCOMpodcast.com.
Tanner Springer, 2.5 stars. There are 2 blonde girls in this, and I'm still not convinced that either one of them. Wait,
Uh-oh.
here we go. There are 2 blonde girls, and I'm still not convinced that they both weren't Kaylee Cuoco.
Yeah, they do look very similar.
I think I could. You
There
could
were a
convince
couple
me.
scenes where I wasn't paying attention, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Kaylee?
oh, no, not her. Got it. Other blonde girl.
Let's talk about it. What are our thoughts?
What we haven't been
what
doing.
would
Not
our
at all.
letterboxd
The last hour.
review be?
That's right.
Aaron,
Go first to House Pink Lady.
I believe you're the only one of us that has seen this movie. You watched it once when it
Yeah.
aired. What did you think about it now, here in 2024, that you have watched the Alley Cat Strike again?
Yeah. If you had asked me to sum up the plot of this movie before watching it again, I would have just told you about the 7-10 split at the end. It's all I remembered. Everything else was brand new. Did not remember anything about a rivalry. Did not remember any sort of trophy. Just something about a bowling league, 7-10 split. And watching it again, that is also the only part that I think still matters. As we've kind of discussed in the comm chat part of this, a lot of questionable. I don't know why they're in middle school. I don't know why this whole town is so concerned with middle school sports. I don't know why we're discounting children's like actual interests and talents and just focusing on one student athlete. I don't know. A lot of questions. This movie, I was excited to watch it again because I thought, oh, I really liked this when it first aired. I haven't really seen it. I'm going to enjoy this. And I didn't. This movie has a lot of things that I'm going to question, and it wasn't really enjoyable. But if you haven't seen this movie, you should at least watch the last 5 minutes.
It is a sight to behold. The last 5 minutes of the movie is a sight to behold.
The final bowling part is just great. And yeah.
It is something.
Dalia hitting that 7-10 split
Dalia hit the split.
has lived with me for 24 years. And every time I go bowling, I do think about it. And just sometimes randomly it'll pop into my head where I'm like, I don't know how they did that. It was magical. It was the only magical thing about this movie.
So this is my first time. I kept thinking, have I seen it? I would, if had I seen the final frame, I would have remembered.
That
this
isn't
movie.
like if
so
you,
that was like
the rest of the movie forgettable, but that final scene, you either have seen that or you haven't. Like
This movie's an uphill battle. There's a lot going against it. There is a middle school competition that this town cares way too much about. There's a perverted radio DJ that interviews children by themselves.
and the middle school kids just run around town.
Do whatever they want to do.
There is
They're
a
taking over the ice cream
Simpler
shop.
time, yeah.
there's a
Tony's lasagna.
bowling competition. Say no
Only
more.
Italian ice cream.
This movie had a lot to go up against,
The
and
advertisement
for
is pizza, but it's called Tony's lasagna.
Tony's lasagna. That's right.
for me
Best pizza in
personally,
town.
it works. I quite enjoyed this movie.
Of course you did.
And the lunacy of it. I'm aware of all of its faults. I just don't care enough to let that affect it. I had a real good time with this movie. It's ridiculous. It's wacky. And that's what I'm looking for, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking for the wacky. It works for
Also,
me.
Alex's dad does win major
Oh
points
my
for this
gosh,
movie.
Alex's dad. We didn't really talk
we
about
didn't
it.
talk about him enough, but
Sage advice every
this
time he opens his
man
mouth.
just speaks, and no matter what he says, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's amazing. He's always behind the door.
Oh,
and
can you imagine if he had like a podcast during COVID?
Man.
telling me everything
like
was going to be
encouraging?
okay.
Encouragements with Alex's dad
From the Alley Cat Strike.
from the Alley Cat Strike.
It's a very specific podcast, but it would work for me, as did this movie. Big fan. Dan?
I don't think you can really love Brink like you love it and not enjoy this movie. I think those are both in very much the same vein. There's a lot of similarities. This isn't nearly as good as Brink is. It's so problematic. It has a very memorable last 5 to 10 minutes. No doubt about it. The rest of this movie is like, why? They're a bowling club? Nobody likes them? What the Apple Cup is all year. There's
How dare
so
you
much
use
of
the
this,
mighty apple?
like the skating.
For those that didn't watch the tape of the tape, Dan, for a good 30 minutes,
I couldn't get over it.
could not get over the fact that they were insistent on adding one person to the bowling club.
Yeah.
Like, just couldn't, like,
Well,
why?
it's the dumbest. This
It
movie's-
is.
it's
They
so
have a
dumb.
bowling club.
Like the schematics of Brink make total sense comparatively to what goes on in the Alley Cat Strike. They're not even the Alley Cats. It's not even the mascot. It is, the movie is nonsensical pretty much start to finish. You do get a fun last 5 to 10 minutes. But no thanks. This is no thanks for me.
It's time to make the list.
Yeah, it is. It's getting serious. With 14 movies, it's getting serious, Bran.
That means we got 6 more to get 100 reviews. Do you think we can do it?
I think we can. For the shirts. Do it for the shirts. Do it for the jerseys.
Oh, no, this was number 15.
Oh, this is
So we only got...
15. Yeah, we only got 5 more.
I think we
believe in
got
us.
it.
I believe in us. Yeah.
I believe in us. Starting from 10, going to 1, Erin.
Oh, we're going to start at 10 this week?
That's what we've literally done every week, Bran.
Yes, I set it up for the listeners.
Right. Remember at the beginning, the listeners
yeah.
were starting with Alley Cat Strike?
That's right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Start with 10.
I'll never announce a segment again, either, on any show we do, even though we do the same thing every week on every show. I will never do it. I'll never set it up.
Just be better is all I'm saying.
How would you have handled that?
I'd have been like, it's time to make the list where we give our top 10 DCOMs so far out of 15. Aaron,
Why do you
take
need
it
to say
away.
top 10?
Because
Isn't
that's
that
what
implied?
the list is. No.
That's what I did!
No, you said from 10 to 1.
Right.
You gave specific instructions.
Gosh, you guys, you're insufferable.
Because Aaron started this, not me. You take it to the tape.
It's almost like I had 2 drinks.
You're mean when you drink.
Dan doesn't think I'm mean.
No, you're doing great, Aaron. So kind when you drink.
Not very kind.
All right. Number 10, Genius, Horse Sense, Alley Cat Strike, Brink, Up and Away, Xenon, Halloween Town, Smart House, hold it on to the top 3, Johnny Tsunami, and number 1 is still Color of Friendship.
Color of Friendship.
Your list is unbearable.
It's a pretty
Sorry that you're
unbearable list.
racist.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I get it. I understand.
Smart House.
It's a terrible list.
You're a terrible list.
But there is no terrible list because it's all of our own opinions. So I respect.
everyone is welcome to their own opinion.
That. It's a bad list.
10, Up and Away. 9, Color of Friendship. 8, Xenon. 7, Genius. 6, Don't Look Under the Bed. 5, Alley Cat Strike. 4, Halloween Town. 3, Johnny Tsunami. 2, Smart House. 1, Brink.
10.
Oh, no comments for Bran's list. That one is above board. You stand by that list? Great. Love that. Thank
list, that list is better than Aaron's list. That is my official comment. Look, all lists are subjective. One is not better than the other, but Brand's list is better than Aaron's. All right. Number 10, Alley Cat Strike. It almost didn't make the list.
Wow.
Gotta be honest.
Come on.
Number 9, Color of Friendship. Number 8, Smart House. Number 7,
It's a smart house.
Up and Away. Number 6, Don't Look Under the Bed.
Can
Number
we pause
5,
real quick? Have you always had Up and Away above Smart House? Yeah. You're insane for
It's
that.
only been like 2 weeks.
I know. I'm taking it in now. It's all hitting.
It might could change. I don't know.
It might could change.
I would encourage you to spend some time in prayer.
I have every week.
Have you fasted?
Both, yes.
All right.
Fasted and prayed. Number 5, Xenon. Number 4, Brink. Number 3, Genius. Number 2, Halloween Town. Number 1, Johnny Tsunami.
Wow.
Which I think is far and away the best movie we've seen. Not even close.
It hasn't happened yet, but you brought up a good point when you were making your list. We haven't had a movie yet
That didn't premiere in the top 10.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't premiere mine in the top 10, but it's right there with Can of Worms and Under Wraps, and I gave it the nod because it has, I think it goes by the quickest of those.
Yeah,
two
I mean,
movies.
there's definitely going to be some coming up that don't make my top 10.
Yeah, but I think you have to announce where you would put it. If it's not in your top 10 initially, you have to announce where you would put it, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay with you? Can you announce that every week, Bran?
I wasn't paying attention.
Yep.
What'd you say?
So if he had watched this movie and he had put it at like number 15, it wouldn't be in his top 10, but he would say, this movie is going to be a 15.
Of course. Yes, of course.
But here's my top 10.
It's only logical.
Because it just makes sense. Like, it would be weird to like not mention the movie we just reviewed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where it is on your list.
Next week, we're talking Rip Girls.
Yeah, we are.
Rip Girls?
Rip.
Curls?
Girls.
Okay. All right.
Like, rest in peace, obviously, girls.
Got it.
But not
that's,
like that.
That's not what the
Different.
RIP is
Rip.
for.
Okay. Got it.
It's not R.I.P. It's just RIP.
Yeah. Got it.
Spelled R.I.P.
Yes.
But yeah, but
I
like
don't want any-
uppercase
That's how
R.
R.I.P.
But didn't want any
lowercase
confusion.
I.
We're gonna
Yeah. No, we did it. We did it. No one's confused. No one's confused.
leave
Should
us.
we keep explaining it to make it less confusing?
The letters spell out.
The word rip, like if you were going to tear something,
right.
rip.
It's not an acronym.
We're gonna be back next week with Rip Girls. Leave us a review. Send us an email if you want to. Find us on the social medias. Do all that
let
stuff.
us know your channel numbers from when you were a kid, what house you would be in. I
All
did a
that
quick
stuff. For
Google
the
search of
apples.
apples. So many cool names I
There's
didn't know about.
Jonathan Apples. You could
Yeah,
be in
House Jonathan. Let us know where you're at.
There's also Crips Pink. That's an Apple name.
Yeah,
No, man.
There
I've
is.
been
I wasn't
told-
going to go there, but that's how we're ending
I've
this
been
episode.
told I'm not allowed. We'll be back next
You're
week.
more of a blood guy.
Happy day.
DCOM Descendants is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Brandon Gray. It's recorded live in Greenville, South Carolina at the Bramble Jam Podcast Network Studios. You can find us on the socials at DCOM Descendants. You can find us on the web, dcompodcast.com. To watch us watch these movies live, you can go to BrambleJamPlus.com.